take me as I am. Never throw me away. You just love me anyway. You pull me in when I fall away. There's no one quite like you.
For what? What do you want? No, why are you locking Royce? Get out.
Pick me up when I fall down. Lead my way when I'm
Good morning. Happy Mother's Day and happy Sunday. Or you're not watching this on a Sunday, but happy Mother's Day to all the moms. My little aesthetic morning routine for Mother's Day got ruined because Royce came in the bathroom and closed and locked the door. So the steam kind of like took over the camera and you couldn't see anything, and I wasn't about to get out the shower. So it is whatever. But I was greeted right out the shower with these beautiful flowers. This cue card. Hold it to read because this is so sweet. So sweet. And the inside. So sweet. Pause to read it. Okay. And then I got some cute balloons that are probably not going to be mine. Can I get those balloons? Thank you. So cute.
I came here so fast.
Best mom ever. Happy Mother's Day. You know the vibes. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. And I got Starbucks for breakfast, so I couldn't be happier. We are getting ready. I've actually been sick. Everybody has been sick all week in our house. Like, it's crazy. I want to say it's like a sinus infection. Because it's really like pressure in the sinus. Everybody's like super congested and everything. You could probably hear it in my voice. But nonetheless, I'm not going to sit in the house this weekend and be bored. So I am going to get up. We're going to go to church. And we are going to, I don't know. I really don't know what the day entails or what we're going to do or anything like that. But I'm going with the flow. I'm chilling. I'm acknowledging the day. I'm resting. I really don't want to do too much. Yeah, I'm just really thankful. It's my 8th Mother's Day, like crazy. Okay, so the hair is giving Cindy Lou Who, but it's okay. I wanted to do like a cute ponytail updo thing, so I put my clips in, and I kind of have like, I just wanted it to have more body. I didn't want it to be curly. I didn't want it to be straight, but I just wanted it to be like, yeah. I ain't no hairstylist, I'm just trying stuff. But I thought this was like the perfect opportunity to it's not everywhere, y'all. I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to kind of share my testimony, because I think I never really shared that publicly and everything like that. And I feel like motherhood is a big part of what like led me to Christ and made me want to pursue a deeper relationship with God. I grew up Christian, like I knew I was Christian, but there was no like true practice of it. And I was recently speaking, I'm off today, so I'm not cleaning no nails. But I was recently speaking to someone and they were like, well, you know, you grew up in church and everything like that. Like, y'all used to go to church. And when I say grew up, I mean, we wasn't heavily involved, but we had like big seasons of our childhood when we were going to church. My dad could read scripture front and back. My dad was, the best way to explain church as a kid, I would say, was very religious. So it was like, you know, it was the act of going to church and stuff like that. But the fruit wasn't there. If I was saying, if I'm being honest, you know, you judge a believer by their fruits. What are the fruits of the Spirit? Self-control, patience, you know, gentleness, all those different things. The fruit wasn't there. It was more so a religious thing. And so when the fruit is not there in a person, it's hard to save others, because it's hard for others to believe because they don't see you as you get what I'm saying? And so that's how it kind of was with like growing up with my parents and things like that. Especially like my dad. Growing up, it was just like I felt like church was this thing to do, and y'all, believe it or not, like for years I didn't even understand. In order to make it into heaven, you had to believe in Jesus. Like I didn't get that. Like I knew we would say in Jesus' name, like I knew that, but I didn't even understand that concept. Like it's not just like this one-way ticket, right? So growing up, it was just kind of like that. I feel like I've always had like some sort of like connection to God, because I knew anytime that I was in fear or I felt scared or I felt sad, I would always pray, because that's what we were taught to do. But I think it was just kind of this first infant thing, not really, you know, faith and substance of things, not seen, not heard of, right? But that wasn't really what I was doing. I was using God as a genie, because that's what I seen, you know. And it wasn't until becoming a mom where, you know, life really shook me up. And anybody that knows motherhood humbles you. So not only did I get married at 18, maybe 2 months into 18, I find out that I'm gonna be a mom. And it was really like, it wasn't like sad for me, because if I'm being honest, y'all, even Jay knows, since we were dating, like I've always wanted to be a mom. Like I've always wanted to be a mom. It's one of those situations, and I don't know, sometimes people are like, you do it so well, you carry it so well. This doesn't mean that it's not hard, but like genuinely always wanted to be a mom. So I think that's why it may appear that way. But yeah, so when we found out that we were pregnant, I wasn't sad. Like, believe it or not, I was not sad. I was 18 years old. I was not sad. I wanted to be a mom. I didn't know it was going to happen so quick. But yeah. But the reason why it's a part of my testimony, I feel, is because I feel like motherhood pushed me closer to God, for the simple fact of like, I was looking for that thing. Like, you ever I didn't have everything at that time, but it was like I had everything that people deemed as like success, I guess you could say. I was married, I had a kid. You know, these are things that people are hoping and praying for and everything like that. And it was just like, it just felt so unfulfilling. Like, it just felt like, God, there has to be more to life, you know? And I couldn't quite put my finger on it, because I mean, duh, I was so young. But I remember like looking at my daughter, Miss Malia, and just thinking, there's got to be more that I can give you. You know, like, I love you, but I feel like there's got to be more that I can give you. And I don't want to talk too much like about my childhood, but I knew there was things from my childhood that I did not want. But I also knew that there was something that was missing from my childhood, outside of like anything my parents could give me, like physically give me, that I wanted my kids to have and my future kids to have. And you know, after a really long time of like depression, I was probably a year in postpartum or something, you know, dealing with marriage and trying to figure out how to be a wife and things like that. Like, I realized, yo, maybe it's God. Like, you know, maybe it's God. And, you know, I remember going to church and things like that. So I had immediately went and looked up a church and everything. And, you know, the minute I got there, I felt so, like, at peace. And from there, my journey to finding Christ began. I did get baptized. Malia was probably a little over a year. So So I did get baptized then, and you know, I was still, you know, lukewarm, if I'm being honest. Like, I didn't really get I was practicing religion. I didn't get the purpose of it, but I had the desire for it. I started the desire for it. That's when I came across Heather Lindsay, and I started watching her ministry with her husband and everything like that. And I eventually ended up going to their church and stuff. And so the journey to motherhood, the journey to being a believer started there, because I knew like there was something missing from my childhood that I wanted my kids to have. It wasn't money, because we grew up pretty well off. It wasn't, you know, obviously there was, I wanted them to have love, because I didn't feel like I had that as a kid. That's just my side of the story, period. But aside from that, I wanted them to have something that when I'm gone, or when I fail them, because I know I'm not going to be the perfect mom, when I fail them, or when I'm gone, or anything like that, that they can have, and that is Christ. You know, Christ is truly the only key to happiness. We can get all the tangible things and still feel completely empty. I promise you. Like, I've had seasons of like highs, I've had seasons of lows, and in all of those, it's like God still prevails, you know. But y'all, that's my story time. There's so much more to my testimony, but I wanted to share that part. But I gotta get ready, because I only got like an hour and a half. I will be back. We are done. We are ready. That seemed like it was quicker than it was, but it's been a couple hours. No, it's been like an hour or two. I'm gonna finish getting ready. Y'all know the vibes. We always show you the end. I always semi-show my outfit, but with the camera that I have, it's so hard to show full outfits, because I use a 35mm to vlog and shoot and stuff with, because I like the blurred, crisp quality, period. And I'm gonna pick that every time. So it's always so hard to show like a full view of my outfit, but I'm wearing this lime green dress because I really wanted to do bright colors today. I'm gonna wear my Hermes, what are these called? Antique ones? Yeah, these are the antique ones. I always want to call them Chiprays, because those were the ones I originally wanted. I feel like this would have went better with like white or white sandals in particular, but I don't have any white sandals, so we might need to get that. I wanted to share one of my Mother's Day gifts with you guys too. I got a new scent. We went to Neiman yesterday to just look around. I actually wanted to smell a perfume because I was looking to order it online, because I found the site that was selling the perfume cheaper. And so I was like, let me go smell it in person, and then I'll buy it online, that's cheaper. But I went with Jo Malone Nashi Blossom. And y'all, I'm sick, so I didn't realize when I was going that, oh, it smells so good, that I can't smell nothing. I couldn't smell nothing. I couldn't taste nothing. I couldn't smell nothing. I couldn't taste nothing. So I purchased this off of Jay's recommendation. Now, my husband likes the same type of scent. Sweet, fruity, hints of bergamot, pear, lychee, things like that. So I was like, I love the bottle for it. And I know Jo Malone has some really good fragrances, and I have one other one. But I let Jay do the choosing for me because I couldn't smell anything. So when I went in the store, I was like, I really want to know what it smells like, because the notes sound really good. The name kind of like hit, and I wanted to know what it smelled like, but I couldn't smell nothing. So between him and Malia, they were like, yeah, this smells really good. And he explained it really well. It's like really clean, not fruity, clean. It's just like good for, I guess, something like today, like, you know, like it's really nice and hot. You don't want like a really strong like vanilla scent, or, you know, the coconut scent. So it's perfect for like that springtime, summertime. I'm still gonna wear her in the winter though, but yeah, so that's what we're wearing. That's the scent of the day. We are about to head out now because We're always late. It is 11:31 right now, so let's go. That's you.
How to get my mind right, how to get my soul right, feel my soul in a fight. Please just have some patience with me. Please just have some patience, yeah, with me, yeah. I'm just trying to right my wrongs, trying to right my wrongs, trying to right my wrongs with you, yeah.
Alright guys, so we are back from the Mother's Day fun, I guess you can say. It was a really good day. So we did go to church. Church was really good. They had like not a panel type of thing, but kind of like a panel type of thing, where it was like two women and they kind of spoke and stuff like that. Just talked about motherhood and like, you know, common things that we kind of experience and like how we can find Christ in the middle of it. And one of the things that she said, one of the ladies said that stuck out to me so much was she was talking about like how time with God looks so different depending on where you're at in motherhood, and I can relate to that so much. And she said a joke that was like, you know, like she had her seasons with her kids where VeggieTales was her only way of like connecting with God, and she would be praying that, like, you know, what you call them, Motato or somebody would have a spirit-led message or a spirit-led episode or whatever. And that was so real, because I remember being in a season where I was watching like my sisters, my sister, my friends, and like the people we went to church with and stuff like that. And I was the only one married with kids. And I would watch them like do like real intense fast, or like just have dedicated prayer time with God. And I'm like, yo, like at the time I had two kids, Malia and Maurice, and I'm like, yo, like why can't I do this? Like I want to be able to sit and just talk to God and stuff like that. And that's where I had discovered a lot of like the Children Network YouTube channels and stuff like that, because I was like, okay, well, you know, I'll try my best. And you know, that was my best. My best at those times was an occasional time where I dedicated strictly to God, but it was also spending time with my kids and the shows that they were watching. That's where I had found Minnow Kids at the time and things like that. And you know, now being in this season of motherhood where I feel like the pressure is not as like you know, yeah, obviously I still have an infant, but I don't know, I think with like, you know, time and wisdom, like I've learned to prioritize my time better. I've learned to work smarter, not harder. I've learned, another thing that she said in the sermon today, like, you know, learning that a messy home, like I remember there was a time where I just, like, I would beat myself up because the place wasn't clean 24/7. And praise God that I didn't have a husband that was like on my butt about it. But I know for me, you know, being taught that that's what women and stay-at-home moms are supposed to do and everything, I used to kind of beat myself up about it. But now, you know, like if we eat breakfast and it get a little messy, it get a little messy until we have time to get back to it. Like I don't put this pressure, this uncontrollable pressure on myself to do everything all at once and at a certain time. And yeah, that just has been helpful. And now in motherhood, I feel like because I don't put that pressure on myself, I've lowered my expectations on what my kids are supposed to be like. I understand kids are kids. I don't expect my kids to wake up and always have a great day. I don't expect my kids to wake up and always do what I say. You know, the expectations has lowered for my kids. I've prayed. I pray for them, and I pray for my day, and I go about it like that. And I think with that I've been able to incorporate, you know, more private and silent time with God and things like that. And so it's just really good to see like the progression in motherhood and how your relationship deepens with God, because He will use your kids to convict you, okay? And then I went into Crate and Barrel and just did some browsing around. There's something I want to buy there that I've actually been wanting to buy for like 3 years since we moved into this apartment. I feel like I kept pushing it back because I'm like, we don't use this item that much, so I don't think we need it. But then every time I want to use that item, I'm like, I need this item. Like, I need it, and then I just don't buy it. But I think I'm going to get it eventually because we need it in our house. And when I do get it, of course, I'll share. But yeah, they didn't have the color that I wanted today, so that sucks. So we didn't do no shopping or anything, but that is okay. I wasn't looking to shop because I am beyond blessed. Like, I feel like my husband has taken well care of me. You know, I do want to say, how do I say this? You know, I found myself getting a little like in my feelings today because I feel like expectations wasn't made in that area, like communication or anything like that. It's not that I haven't already lowered my expectations for those people. It's just that it's the reminder that I've had to lower my expectations for these people, and it's sad. It's like, it's pathetic, honestly. But God just reminds me, like, every time I feel this way, because there used to be a time in my life where I used to feel super sad about these people not meeting my expectations. And, you know, God just reminds me, He is our comforter. Like, He is all we need. Everything else that He gives us are extra. Like, you know, everything else that we're given, husband, children, parents, sisters, friends, those are the extra, the external things. But all we need is Him, okay? And so in this moment, I'm holding on to who He is as God. I know that He is sovereign, and I know through these situations He teaches me so much. And through this situation today, with the expectations not being met, He showed me how I can be more intentional with my relationships with friends and family, or so whatever, you know, how I can be more intentional. And so it was really convicting because I was like, okay, you know what, now I know not to go about it because I see how this bothered me, you know. So God is just so good. He's so intentional, and I feel like, you know, through the trials and through the heartbreak and, you know, everything like that, He still shows Himself sovereign, and He still shows Himself, He still shows everything as like a lesson. And so I am grateful, I'm thankful. But yeah, that was just my message to you. Maybe today expectations were not met by whoever, significant other, friends, mother, father, whoever expectations might not have been met by. Understand that God is still sovereign, and that you have to pray for the hearts of those people. You don't have to nag them. You don't have to complain to them. You don't have to pick them apart. You don't have to do any of that. But you can trust that your prayer is from your lips to His ears. God hears everything, and He will be intentional about taking care of His children. And, you know, prayer works. Prayer works. And that's that on that. Period. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. I feel like this vlog might be shorter than normal. I do a lot of talking, so I don't know. But I feel like it might be shorter. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for returning. If you're new here, I am Brittany Brulette. I was supposed to say this in the beginning. If you're new here, I am Brittany Brulette. And if you're not new here, what's poppin', okay? If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe, like, comment, whatever you have to do. Because there's plenty more